fight. So if he did, then I mean, congratulations to him.
But
look who he's fighting, though. I mean, if you're gonna take over a mandate, at least fight somebody that people are gonna be excited about seeing, or you know, or know a little bit something about him. He keep pulling out all these night shift graveyard workers, you know, and fighting them and talking about he the best. He's not the best. And you know, as the media, y'all gotta do y'all job as well too, and say call out that bullshit, because that's bullshit at its best. You ain't coming, no Englishman coming over here talking about he's saving America with a Tom Schwartz and a Otto, whoever he is, and talking about he the best with an invisible belt.
Knowing with all the testing, with the controversy, does that give you like more of a reluctance of performing in the UK, knowing that all these tests and here and there? Like,
I mean, it's a hard situation. You know what I mean? It's like a rock in a hard spot. You just bro, it's just, you know, it's so many of these guys on this drug test, and I've been trying to warn people for years. For certain fighters, bro, everything I say is about coming to pass, man. It's like I got gold on the tip of my tongue, but it seems like it's hard for people to believe when things come out of my mouth. It's like when they come out of my mouth, I gotta see it to believe it. If Wilder starts saying it, and it always comes to pass, you know. But you know, whether you overseas, whether you here, it's hard to keep up with these type of things, because when one drug get detected, it's always a new drug that we don't have the technology, or we didn't detect it. You know, it's like they're staying on top of the game, and then you always find the ones that are trying to stop it is always behind, always behind, always behind. So these drugs, and you know, it amazes me to see these fighters on these drugs. I mean, especially in the heavyweight division, that's a crime. You get found anything that is a fucking crime. You are trying to commit a murder. You know, people always criticize me about what I'm talking, but you know, their actions speak louder than my words any day. And I think some justice needs to be done about this, and it needs to be done fast. Someone has to be, you know, someone has to be the guinea pig. Someone has to have the law laid down on them to show others, like, this is very wrong to do. There's no way around. I don't care how it got there. You knew, you was there. And half of these guys, you know, there's always something. I didn't know what this is. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Ultimately, whose job is it to call these fighters out? And is it the commission? Should they suspend the fighters? The promoters not promote a fighter that's dirty?
My thing is, why the hell am I paying all this money for these, you know, different guys to test these guys for what? I mean, I can keep that money. You know, if y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it, why am I paying you? Why am I paying you to sanction a fight to have it tested? I'd rather just press my luck. Like I said, man versus machine. And as you see, I got the eraser, so I ain't worried about nobody being on no drug. At the end of the day, after I get finished doing what I'm gonna do to you, you're gonna do something to yourself, and that's called the aftermath, the after effect of the drug that you're taking. It's gonna do something to you after I get finished as well too. So, hey man, keep taking these drugs. These guys ain't affecting me. You know what I mean? Because I'll fight them whether they on the drugs or off the drugs. And when they on the drug, it'll make me even more madder because I know they own it. Now I really want to do something. You know, so hey man, but at the end of the day, you know, it don't matter where it is, you know, what country it is. It's just a horrible situation. It's just sickening to even just talk about guys doing drugs in a combat sport. You know, how could? My thing is, I look at this. I thought about this so much to see why. Sometimes I try to put myself in these guys' situations or positions, and to see why would I want to take it. You know, and these guys take it to advance their career, to get to the next step, you know, because they sorry ass can't do it themselves. You are punks. And then y'all taking drugs that's in a combat sport, you hear right now from Deontay Whyte, you a punk. You a punk, man. You know, it's disgusting. How can you win a match or even win a title and say, I did it, I'm the champion, when you know you've been sticking something in your ass, or you've been taking something by, you know, orally through your mouth, and you say you did it. That ain't no real warrior. That ain't no true warrior to say I did it. Man, come on, bro. But they have a different mentality, man. That's why who they are. That's why I'm who I am.
Deontay, that was you, like Oscar Rivas, and you found out after the fight that someone, you know, tested positive. What would you do?
So one more time.
If you were in Oscar Rivas' shoes, like that, you found out after the fight, would you take
I would be furious.
action?
I would be furious. Of course we're gonna take actions. You know, you fought me. You fought me with the advantage. You fought me cheating. You did not you did not give me an opportunity to decide whether I wanted to fight or not, you know. And of course they didn't tell them because they didn't want the fight to be canceled. It was money on the line. They probably wanted a lot of money, but it was money on the line and it was a show. And you know the promoter, Eddie, didn't want that show to stop, you know, and it's wrong. I don't care what happened. This man cheated. The fight should be used. The opponent should be given an option whether he want to fight or not. And of course he's gonna have boundaries, he's gonna have rules. Maybe he want more money. Maybe he don't want to do it. They didn't want to do that. And I think that was very wrong. So of course if I was him, I'd see full action immediately, you know. Well, I'm sure after they come out with the B sample or whatever they waiting on, you know, that's what everybody waiting on to see what happens with this testing. It's taking a lot of time, baby. Somebody trying to get some stuff together, you know. They in the heat of the fire right now. It's like watching the heat of the night. They started Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte. So,
Deontay, with the
Marcella's performance.
my brother,
it has to be hard not to get a knockout every time when your brother is destroyed.
I don't even get nervous when I fight, but when I watch him, I get very, very nervous. And I think he had an okay performance tonight. He know what he did wrong. You know, I think he smothered his punches a lot. You know, he didn't use his distance. You know, he was throwing the jab. You know, he was coming with some right hands. But I want to see him, you know, throw his jab a little bit more straighter. And the right hand, instead of a slap, I want him to turn it over. Like I always use, I punch to you. I mean, I punch through you and not just to you. And I want him to learn that and be able to, if a guy on him, get off of us, don't lean and stuff. You know, my brother got a long way to go. And he's catching on. He's very determined. He's very focused. And we're looking forward to him to being a champion one day once he learns the sweet science, the sweet art of boxing.
Deontay, with the two guys who passed away, it started a lot of conversations about what should happen in the sport. Do you have any feelings about, you know, what we should take under consideration, what the sport should take under consideration to help prevent these tragedies?
Pertaining to
the two deaths that
I mean, it's just sometimes things happen. You know, we can only do what we're doing now is to try to detect certain things, make sure these guys don't take drugs and stuff like that. And the only thing I think that will help that situation as far as fighters, we got to have, you know, take these referees back into training, you know, for certain things. They, you know, a lot of these referees, they don't know what they're doing in certain situations.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think they need to go back and be trained a little bit more for certain situations. You know, when you see in certain shots, how much you think, you know, reading body language from a fighter, because we're warriors.
Right.
We're not gonna stop this fight.
Right.
You know, you know, my philosophy is to the day, you know, I'm in there and you gotta kill me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we talking about deaths and stuff, but that's just our mentality as fighters.
Right.
You know, so we're gonna take, you know, trainers, you know, referees in there knowing what they're doing, being able to call a fight and call it at the appropriate time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that'll make it even better, you know, for us, the sport-wise. Other than that, sometimes things happen. You just never know when you're taking too many punches until you go home, or until the next week, or until the next month, or, you know, in a year's time. So that's why this sport right here is one of the most dangerous sports. But we're crazy enough to do it, and that's why I love it, baby. Yo. Until next time, guys. Love, peace, and God bless.
Yes, sir.